evening and welcome to Nationwide on the NTA. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. Let's begin with security matters because two separate bandit attacks on schools have been repelled by security agents in Ikara and Ijabe local government areas of Kaduna State. Achari Maxwell reports that the Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruan, disclosed this at a media briefing in Kaduna State.
Government Science Secondary School Ikara was the latest bandits target where, according to the commissioner, security agents' superior firepower put them on the run, with many of them injured. Arwan said no student is missing as a result of the attack.
Fortunately, the students utilized the security warning system in place and were thus able to alert security forces in the area. The security forces, comprising the troops of the Nigerian Army, police, and some security volunteers, moved swiftly to the school and engaged the bandits, forcing them to flee. The military and police are still on the trail of the armed bandits. Following a head count by the school management, Kaduna State government can confirm to you that all 307 students have been verified, safe, and present.
The other repelled attack was at the staff quarters at Ifere, Igabi local government area.
Around Ifira village in Igabi local government area, bandits attempted to attack a senior staff quarters around the Kaduna Airport General area. This attempt was also foiled as troops of the Nigerian Air Force and the Nigerian Army engaged and repelled them, with several escaping with gunshot wounds.
Samuel Arua reiterated that Kaduna State government is fully committed to securing the freedom of students abducted at the College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka, in Kaduna. Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
In a related development, Katsina State Police Command has denied a report of purported midnight abduction of scores of passengers along Kankara on their way to Sokoto for Maulud celebration, reacting on the purported kidnap as reported by some major newspapers in the country. The command's public relations officer, Superintendent of Police Gambo Isa, described the abduction story as false and unfounded. SP Gambo Isa, who spoke to correspondent Shehu Adamu on telephone, said there was nothing like abduction but apprehension as the 40 passengers traveling midnight got information from the villagers that suspected bandits mounted roadblock. According to the PPRO, the information necessitated the drivers of the vehicles, comprising 2 buses and 1 golf wagon car, to park at one of the villages, and passengers alongside the drivers scampered for safety. SP Gambo Isa said the 40 passengers arrived Sokoto safely. The header-farmer dispute has taken on acute and violent dimensions. It has cost too many innocent lives while destroying the property and livelihoods of many others. It has also aggravated ethnic sentiments and political tension. Concerned about this, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a press statement, highlighted some ways to ending headers farmers' crisis in the country. Elizabeth Omorui compiled details of the statement.
Senator Tinubu in the statement noted that Nigerians should move in unison but decisively to end the spiral of death and destruction caused by headers-farmers clashes. As vital as security is to the resolution of this matter, Nigerians should realize that security measures alone will not suffice. Enhanced security may be the necessary first step, but it cannot be the only step. He added that those who cast this as exclusively a matter of ethnic confrontation are mistaken. The reasons for the greater violence of this current dispute are myriad. Desertification, increased severity and length of the dry season, diminution of water resources, impairment of land fertility, and population growth also contribute in no small measure. The APC national leader maintained that farmers have a right to farm their lands unmolested, and headers have a right to raise their livestock without undue interference, so that both can live in harmony according to their respective rights. To destroy their crops or seize the property of the innocent farmer or herder is an act of criminality. The situation of the herder is becoming untenable. Their nomadic ways fall increasingly in conflict with the dictates of modern society. Farm productivity and incomes must be enhanced. Soil enrichment, better irrigation and water retention, as well as provision of better rural roads, equipment and access to modern machinery are required to lift them above bare subsistence. Both innocent and law-abiding farmer and herder need to be recompensed for the losses they have suffered. Both need further assistance to break the current cycle of violence and poverty. Senator Tinubu recommended that the federal government convene a meeting of state governors, senior security officials, herder and farmer representatives, along with traditional rulers and religious leaders, to map out working principles to resolve the crisis. It is crucial to help the herders transition to more sedentary but more profitable methods of cattle rearing in these areas. This will enable herders to better maintain and care for their livestock, thus enhancing their income. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
In another development, Kano State Police Command has recorded another milestone in the fight against crime. Binta Adamu reports that the command has arrested 101 suspects for various offences.
The 101 suspects arrested include 27 suspected armed robbers, 14 kidnappers, 6 fraudsters, 3 drug dealers, 5 vehicle snatchers, and 46 thugs. The Kano State Commissioner of Police, Samaila Shuaibu, said that the command will not rest on its oars in fighting criminals in the state.
AK-47 rifles were recovered, 14 vehicles recovered, 3 tricycles, 9 motorcycles recovered, 36 knives, 130 parcels of dried leaf suspected to be Indian hemp, valued at 2,600,000 have been recovered.
The suspect, he added, will be charged to court after investigations. Binta Adamu, NTA News.
Now, conflict has been identified as one of the causes of hunger globally, and so the United Nations has called for a concerted effort to ending the hunger crisis affecting millions around the world. Secretary General Antonio Guterres said this during a video conference in New York. Adebola Brooksling-Sunday reports.
Identifying conflicts as one of the causes of hunger globally, the UN chief Antonio Guterres announced the establishment of a high-level task force on preventing famine, which he said will include representatives from World Food Programme and United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. The high-level task force, he emphasized, will bring a coordinated attention to famine prevention and mobilize support to the most affected countries.
I urge all states to make ending conflict not simply mitigating its impact a key foreign policy priority. And I call on Council members to use your privileged position to do everything in your power to end violence, negotiate peace, and alleviate the hunger and suffering that afflicts so many millions of people around the world.
The UN scribe recalled that at the end of last year, more than 88 million people suffered from acute hunger due to conflicts and instability. Adebola Brooksling-Sunday, NTA News.
The Akwa Ibom State government is advocating proper treatment of the Petroleum Industry Bill, backed up with needed political will for the intent of the bill, when passed into law, to be achieved. Governor Udom Emmanuel stated this when members of the South Caucus of the House of Representatives visited him in Government House, Uyo. Charity James has details.
The Petroleum Industry Bill for some time has received complaints by people, especially in the host community aspect of the bill. Members of the South-South Caucus of the House of Representatives, on the basis of this, has visited Akwa Ibom State to discuss on the bill, which is an executive bill. Leader of the delegation and member representing Ikorobasin Parenin and Isnobolo Federal Constituency, Francis Charles Uduyok, during a courtesy visit to Akwa Ibom State Governor, said they are in the state to deliberate on grey areas in the petroleum industry bill. He also stated that inputs are expected from relevant stakeholders.
As legislators, we do not know all. We believe that contribution and engagement will show more light what we want to do.
The state governor, represented by the deputy governor Moses Ekpo, described the bill as important. He opined that the necessary requirements should be accorded to ensure proper treatment to the bill.
The PIB is a vexed issue, and it is so gladdening that we are dealing with this matter with all the necessary requirement that you need.
The South-South Caucus of the House of Representatives has 55 members. In Uyo, Charity James, NTA News.
For details and aftermath of purported hike in fuel pump price and more stories from the Lagos axis, let's join Dotun. Hello, Dotun. It's good to see
you. Deji. The recent announcement of a purported new pump price of petrol at 212 naira per litre by the Petroleum Pricing Regulatory Agency has continued to take its toll on Lagos residents, as this has paved way for hoarding and sharp practices due to apprehension that an increase is imminent. Michael Olaleye reports that most filling stations are deliberately closed due to uncertainty of what may generate from the situation.
The initial tension generated by the purported hike has subsided, but getting the commodity at the regulated price of 162 naira has become an issue. This is because most filling stations earlier dispensing the product are deserted, even after the federal government dissociated itself from any new pump price. For the few ones still dispensing, it is at an unbearable cost to motorists.
It's been so hectic, and even today getting fuel, you go extra mile giving them money before they sell fuel for you, which is very, very bad.
Sheung Adegboyega's livelihood depends on the availability and affordability of the product, and despite the fact that petrol still stands at 162 naira per litre, he has started having a shortfall in his business.
I was not able to walk because I can't get fuel of like 4K to get the sum of 15K. At the end of the day, come get like 3,000.
The scramble for fuel has also resulted in traffic buildup, leaving most motorists with no option than to navigate through the little margin left by vehicles on queue.
The exchange rate is high. The truth that you bring this in very expensive. You understand me? And there's no way you can sell below around this thing and make profit. And again, the few stations of government that are selling at 162, how many of them? You can't serve the populace.
Residents are optimistic that the situation will definitely return to normal, with certainty that an impending hike is not on the card of the regulatory agency. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
7up Bottling Company, makers of several established brands, has added another feather to its well-decorated cap with the unveiling of its latest premium drink, Super Commando Energy Drink. Lane Leneke witnessed the glitz and glamour of the launch, where two personalities from the entertainment industry were also unveiled as ambassadors of the brand.
Those who are familiar with the American actor Arnold Schwarzenegger and the action thriller he featured, Commando, can easily relate to his resilience, confidence, and ability to take on any mission. That spirit and feeling, all rolled into one, is what 7up Bottling Company is bringing to its numerous customers with the Super Commando Energy Drink. Thirsty and mature, the energy drink comes in 3 different pocket-friendly packs.
It gives energy. And in Lagos, in Nigeria, we are almost living a stressful life. So So when you take Super Commando, you are recharged.
It is much more than an energy drink. It is something for Nigerians. It is something for every man and woman out there.
Management of the company says it is a Nigerian brand that is safe and certified for consumption.
So we have Super Commando as an energy drink in plastic bottle of 30 cl, very affordable price of 100 naira. We've got it in can, looking regal, amazing taste at a very affordable price of 150 naira. And we've also got this energy drink in glass bottle, 25 cl, and guess how much it is? It's 50 naira.
To further drive the campaign among their target audience, radio on-air personality and social influencer Oladotun Kayode and reality TV show Big Brother Naija Season 5 housemate Erica were unveiled as brand ambassadors.
It is the true Nigerian success story. Very relatable, very grounded, relate with any class of people. It's a drink for anybody.
We need a lot of energy to work hard. I drink this. When it's time to party, I party hard also. I get my energy from Super Commando.
For the past 60 years, 7-Up Bottling Company has sustained its position as the largest independent manufacturer and distributor of well-known and widely consumed brands of soft drinks in Nigeria. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Let's now take a break. Nationwide will continue shortly.
Hello, I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire. Teacher no more. I fell one country. Teacher no more. I fell one country. Omoni resiti
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We know happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. Hey, we are trying, shall we? Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, that's why I talk with that now.
Not for me.
Not for me because of Pamio.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview UK channel 264, or you can download www.visiontv.co.uk. App for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
When life is a game, we are cool, we are trendy. Energy moves us. Sports is our game, our oxygen. Because with the round leather, we ball, we hustle. All over the land, north and south, we are united in the positive glory. We are encapsulated by HIFL. We live for the game. It's game time. Showing on NTA Network every Saturday at 4:30 p.m.
You're welcome back. The Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission is building the capacity of selected scientists in the country as it is to acquire a multi-purpose research reactors. Adebola Brooksland Sunday reports that the reactors will be a rallying point for the conduct of research training in nuclear technology.
These are nuclear scientists drawn from all parts of the country to participate in the technical meeting towards creating the best ways to put the equipment and facilities into efficient and optimal use. Acting chairman of the commission, Mukhtar Ali, sensitizing participants on recent developments at the center, urged them to take advantage of available research opportunities.
As well as production of medical radioisotopes. This production of medical radioisotopes is going to go a long way in helping our hospitals, especially where treatment of cancer and other tumors is required. The Commission is always willing and ready to collaborate with relevant stakeholders in order to jointly achieve set goals for the attainment of national objectives.
The multipurpose laboratory for nuclear instrumentation, nuclear safety and security laboratory is now fully equipped.
The center is one of the 6 nuclear energy research centers under the Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission, which has the mandate to develop capacity for the peaceful utilization of atomic energy for socio-economic development of the nation. Adebola, Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
All is now set for the kickoff of this year's Technology and Innovation Expo, scheduled to begin on Monday, 15th March at the Eagle Square in Abuja. Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonaya Onu, who confirmed this after a facility tour of the venue for the expo, says Vice President Yemi Osinbajo will represent the President to flag off the event. Justin Benue reports.
Eagle Square, Abuja, venue for the 2021 Science, Technology and Innovation Expo, now wears a new face. Exhibition stands and marquees, among other constructions, are now almost ready, being the platform to bring together researchers, inventors, innovators and investors. Minister of Science and Technology was at the venue to ascertain the level of readiness and notes that the convergence of these actors will be with the main aim of converting ideas into products and services, and that the expo is a major instrument for the commercialization of research findings into products that are needed at home and abroad.
This expo is critical in not just helping us to commercialize our research and innovation findings, but to help us in the fight against poverty, creating jobs, creating wealth, and making sure that Nigeria becomes a self-reliant nation.
The planning of the expo is said to have taken into consideration strict observance of COVID-19 protocols, and the authorities have assured of security and safety measures.
With what you have on ground, we have completed 90%. What we need to do is basically energize the air conditioning system, power the generators, do some element of sanitization.
This will be the 5th edition of the Technology and Innovation Expo in the series, and the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo will be representing the President to flag off the 5-day event. In Abuja, Justin Benue, NTA News.
A joint committee on the construction of 500 housing units for the victims of 2018 flood disaster in Ogun State as part of efforts by the federal government to relocate them from flood-prone areas has assured the affected individuals that the houses will soon be delivered. The committee gave the assurances while inspecting the land for the construction of the housing units in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. Lekon Agbonde reports.
Warning victims of 2018 flood disaster, which ravaged some houses, leaving many homeless and property destroyed, of government readiness to fulfill its promise. The team, led by Kayode Fagbemi, said respite will soon come the way of the affected individuals are solely set to deliver the project.
We're going to build befitting building for them, 2-bedroom approved by the federal government, where we will ensure that they can move. And so those houses that are blocking the floodplain will be removed, and so there won't be recurring a flood.
He commended the state government for donating the land, which is situated at Old Sokoto Road, Shoyoye, in Abeokuta. The team thereafter visited the secretary to the state government, Tokunbo Talabi, where both deliberated on the contribution expected from the state government to aid early completion of the housing project.
I have it on the authority of His Excellency that this process is not going to be delayed in any shape or form. And that is why we put in some interministerial approach to it.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, while visiting the affected areas in 2018, had conveyed the approval by the federal government to build houses for the victims in a safe environment. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Nationwide continues in Maiduguri with Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed.
Hello, Ayodeji. Thank you and welcome to Maiduguri. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has performed groundbreaking ceremony for construction of lock-up shops, market stalls and bus terminal along Bama Road as part of efforts to decongest the existing. The governor performed the ceremony with a call on contractors to comply with specifications. Mohamed Goni reports.
The new edifice consists of 373 shops, 220 market stores, as well as a bus terminal to be constructed at an area covering 4.9 square kilometers. Governor Babagana Umar said construction of the lock-up shop and the bus terminus is in fulfillment of electioneering campaign pledges, adding that current Bama Motor Park will be relocated to the new site, while Mega School will be built on the vacated land.
I want to bring to the kind notice of this gathering that total sum of over 2 billion naira is needed to complete this project.
The governor charged the contractors handling the project to complete the job within the stipulated period, assuring that government will not hesitate to offset any variation when the need arises. Alhaji Modu Lija, on behalf of the contractors, pledged to complete the work within 18 months and in compliance with the specifications. Project engineer Usman Tijani Mungono said the contractors have already received 50% mobilization fees and have mobilized to site where excavation work has commenced. Construction of the lock-up shop and the bus terminal is coming at a time when reconstruction of Bama Maiduguri Road is ongoing. In Maiduguri, Mohamed Goni, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Borno State government has reiterated unwavering commitment to support Nigerian military in ending the lingering insecurity and restore lasting peace to the state. Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur gave the assurance during a grand reception organized in honor of outgoing General Officer Commanding 7th Division Nigerian Army and Commander Sector 1 Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Abdul Khalifa Ibrahim, held at the division's premises, Memalari Cantonment. Maimuna Garba reports.
The Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur had, while acknowledging the gallantry of the military, described the outgoing GOC as dogged and dedicated officer whose commitment and professionalism have enhanced troops' performance in the counter-insurgency operations.
The Borno State government has never had a synergy with previous commanders like this, Theater Commander and the General Officer Commander.
Theater Commander Operation Lafia Dole Major General Farouk Yahaya also appreciated the GOC's achievements and successes during his 18-month stay, assuring of the command's continuous onslaught against the terrorists.
Personally, as Theater Commander, I found the General Officer Commanding very committed, very resilient. He never gets annoyed of tasks.
The outgoing GOC Major General Abdul Khalifa Ibrahim said ongoing operations across the division's areas of responsibilities made it possible for the return of IDPs to Kauri, Ajiri, and Goshe, among others.
Maiduguri today is much more secured than before.
And we also have our contingency plans for any eventuality.
Members of the Nigerian Army Soldiers' Wives Association thanked the GOC for tremendous support he has rendered to them. In Maiduguri,
That is it from Maiduguri, and it's time for another break. Nationwide continues shortly.
Youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth Entrepreneurship Support Years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
A new edition of TV Guide is out with special focus on the game changer, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. Broadcasting in a digital economy, Maxwell Logo gives an insight. This edition also features Nancy Naji of AIT, a name synonymous with business. Meet the NCDC boss, Dr. Chikwe Ihekweazu. TV Guide, your indispensable companion, also x-rays the relevance of social media in the modern society. Meet some TV professionals who have impacted their spaces and other inspiring stories in sports, entertainment, and lots more. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or NTA stations nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
The second wave of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic is upon us.
To safeguard lives of our people, government has signed the health protection regulations, which makes wearing a face mask mandatory in public places.
Wear a mask. Keep social and physical distancing. Avoid crowded places. Wash your hands regularly with soap and clean water. And use hand sanitizer.
COVID-19 is real. Do not be infected. Do not spread it. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Life is a game. We are cool. We are trendy. Energy moves us. Sports is our game, our oxygen. Because with the round leather we ball, we hustle. All over the land, north and south, we are united in the positive glory. We are encapsulated by HIFL. We live for the game. It's game time. Showing on NTA Network every Saturday at 4:30 p.m.
Glad you're still with us. Back here in Abuja, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has announced 205 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. The breakdown shows that Ondo has 33 cases, Lagos 25, FCT 22, Bauchi 21, Akwa Ibom 15, Kaduna 14, Katsina and Ogun 13 cases each, Rivers 11, Edo 8, Ekiti and Imo 4 cases each, Kano 3, Nasarawa and Niger States 2 cases each. There are now 160,537 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. 144,714 cases have been discharged, while 2,013 persons have died from the virus in the country. Governor Bala Muhammad of Bauchi State has described the ongoing COVID-19 vaccination exercise as a hope for a safe Nigeria that is free of coronavirus. The governor made the assertion after receiving a jab of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine in Bauchi. Mahmoud Ibn Muhammad reports.
That was Governor Bala Mohammed receiving the first jab of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine in Bauchi State.
That having been vaccinated, it doesn't mean that we should stop wearing masks. We should stop sanitizing ourselves. Because you can see, even the WHO said in some instances, AstraZeneca is 65% to 90%. So the element of the percentage that is not covered can come back to us.
Having concluded arrangement for wider coverage, the vaccines are now available at 323 primary healthcare centers and 18 general hospitals across Bauchi State.
80,570 doses represents the first dose of the vaccine. The AstraZeneca vaccine is administered in 2 doses. After the first dose is administered, a second dose is also administered within 2 to 3 weeks of the first administration.
The team of the vaccinators, as well as the immunization and other logistics officers in the state, they are ready, they are well trained for this exercise. For the last 2 weeks, they have been preparing and they are trained.
In Nigeria, NAFDAC, as the lead regulatory agency, has provided technical guidance and rigorous scientific standards to guarantee the vaccine safety.
Targeting 1% of the entire Bauchi State population, the first phase will focus on frontline workers and senior citizens. In Bauchi, Mahmoud Ibn Muhammad, NTA News.
In a related development, the Bayelsa State Deputy Governor, Lawrence Erujakwo, has received the first dose of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, along with other government functionaries. He has urged Bayelsans to adhere strictly to all safety protocols. Fred Uwefe has the details.
The Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Erujakwo, and other government functionaries received their jab as he assured Bayelsans that the state government commenced the vaccinations in line with the scheduled guidelines. Senator Erujakwo employed Bayelsans to continue to keep to all the COVID-19 protocols.
I can assure you that we will do all that is within our powers to ensure that we get this vaccine to those who need it. And I also want to use the opportunity to thank the traditional rulers who have, during their courtesy call on the governor just this week, indicated that they are also prepared.
The vaccine is safe. If we are seeking it now to employ Bayelsans to ensure that they take the COVID-19 vaccine, they say prevention is better than cure.
It's necessary that we take this vaccine so that this disease called coronavirus will not near the church.
The state received doses of the vaccines at about 2 a.m. Thursday morning at the government house as religious leaders, traditional rulers, military and paramilitary organizations were also administered with their own doses. In Yenagua, Fred Uwefe, NTA News.
And still on COVID-19 vaccines, the Akwa Ibom state government has flagged off COVID-19 vaccination in the state, with frontline health workers taking the lead. The coronavirus immunization, which commenced at the state's infectious disease center, Itokabank, according to the commissioner in the state, will run in phases until every resident is captured. As at the time of filing this report, about 20 COVID-19 frontline officers have been vaccinated. Ifoma Aikoji has details.
Against the initial theories of resentment, frontline health workers in Akwa Ibom State are quite enthusiastic about having the much talked about COVID-19 vaccine. Taking the lead to be vaccinated, health officers at the Infectious Disease Center at Tumbang, after about 30 minutes of observing for reactions, disclosed that they were in good condition and had no fears of any complication.
It has undergone stringent processes before the vaccine was released for vaccination. As you can see, can witness today, I just took mine and I don't have any adverse effect or reaction.
Reassuring the efficacy and benefits of the AstraZeneca vaccine, stakeholders including the Akwa Ibom State Commissioner for Health, Professor Augustine Omo, say the vaccination, which will be administered in phases, is the surest means of overcoming the scourge of the coronavirus pandemic.
It's something new. So I'm not worried that maybe someone might say, oh, should I take the vaccine, should I not take? That is perfectly normal. We are available as a ministry to provide all the necessary information, all the necessary awareness, and to allay whatever fears people may have so that we can have a hitch-free exercise.
The response for today is excellent, and that's because it's a selected group of persons, which are the frontline health workers.
Several organizations pledged their support for the exercise, disabusing the minds of Nigerians of the controversy theories surrounding the vaccine. In Uyo, Ifoma Aiguchi, NTA News.
Humanitarian Ministry flags off special grants for rural women in Benue State. For these and more stories, let's join Fatima in our Makudi Network Center. Hello, Fatima.
Good evening and welcome to Makudi. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Saidia Farouk, has flagged off the distribution of a special grant to 2,900 women in Benue State aimed at encouraging beneficiaries to attain sustainable livelihood. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Bashir Nura Al-Kali, who represented the minister at the event, says the exercise is in line with the agenda of the current administration to take Nigerians out of poverty and improve their living conditions. Blessing Omecha Ebute was at the IBB Square Makudi, venue of the flag-off and reports.
Worried about the spate of poverty bedeviling the rural women in the country, the federal government in 2020 introduced this pilot scheme of the special grant for vulnerable rural women aimed at cushioning the effect of COVID-19 on the citizenry. In Benue State, 2,900 rural women were beneficiaries of the one-off grant of 20,000 naira, which is expected to increase access to financial capital. Jane Auna is one of the beneficiaries of the social investment program. She says the gesture couldn't have come at a better time than now, as it will assist her in her snacks making business.
I want to go and use it, and I want to go and buy flour, this flour, so that I'll make buns and I'll buy minerals and sell with it.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Bashir Nura Al-Kali, challenged beneficiaries to make good use of the opportunity to increase their income, enhance food security, and their living standard.
The grant is expected to increase income and productive access of target beneficiaries. Your Excellency, it is our hope that the beneficiaries of this program will make good use of the grants to generally contribute towards improving their living standard by using the fund as seed to boost their trade and business for greater income, and not to see as their own share of the so-called national cake.
This is a wonderful initiative, and the women are very excited to participate in the program. We have women some that has been given to them today. We do a lot for them to change their economic status. So it is a very, very fruitful partnership.
The special grant for rural women, a social inclusion agenda of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, is targeted at lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by year 2030. In Makudi, Blessing Omecha Ebute, NTA News.
Benue State Governor Samuel Otom says his administration will no longer grant amnesty to criminals under any guise. The governor declared this at Anyi, Logo local government area of Benue State, during the funeral service of late Chief Tekura Suswan and his aide, Solomon Tano. Charles Abba has details.
It would be recalled that on March 2, 2021, being Tuesday night, the elder brother to Senator Gabriel Suswam, Chief Tekura Suswam, was killed alongside his aide at his country home, Anyin, Logo local government area of Benue State. Governor Samuel Otom, who attended the funeral service, expressed sympathy with the deceased family and stated that the State Security Council had declared war against criminal elements and would see to it that the perpetrators be brought to book, no matter how long it would take.
No more amnesty, no more negotiation. There is no doubt, except they come back like the prodigal son.
The governor described late Chief Tekura Suswam as an astute entrepreneur and philanthropist who will be remembered for his efforts in bringing peace, prosperity, and economic development to his community.
If Tekura have not done this investment, you can imagine the number of criminals that will be recruited into doing very criminal activity. What government will do is to beef up security and ensure that we have a better Benue.
In the funeral service conducted by the Catholic Bishop of Boko Diocese and Apostolic Administrator of the Katsina Diocese, Most Reverend Williams Avenya, Reverend Father Godwin Bagu, called on criminals to sheath their swords and drop their guns and be reintegrated into the society for peace and development. Various government functionaries, including Senator Abba Moro, sympathized with Senator Gabriel Suswam and the deceased family. From Anyin, Logo Government Area, Benue State, Charles Abba, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Makudi. Nationwide continues with Ayodeji in Abuja.
Thanks, Fatima. Back here in Abuja, let's go to Ebonyi State, because the campaign for the total emancipation of women from all forms of slavery and violence continues to gain ground, thereby enabling them to take their pride of place, especially in Nigeria. Chinaza John reports that Ebonyi women, hitherto regarded as timid and backwards, are not left behind.
It is a known fact that all over the world, women play significant roles in changing the narrative in all spheres of human endeavor. These contributions have also given rise to programs and policies geared towards further harnessing their potentials in nation building. For instance, in Ebonyi State, out of the 13 council chairmen, 3 are women, while the vice chairmanship and secretary positions are all occupied by women. In addition to that, 40% of government appointees in boards, agencies and commissions, including the A school, are women. This was not the case before now. This paradigm shift, according to those interviewed, is as a result of the acceptance of the enormous contributions of women.
So we can never say that we are equal. But what we are saying is that we are equal in the society of activities. Activities you can do that if a man can be governor, woman can be governor equally. They are same brain.
For them, standing together to challenge all forms of inhibitions placed on women by culture and religion is the panacea to a free society of equal opportunities.
Let's first of all start the solution to this from the women to believe in themselves.
It don't necessarily mean that the person must be related to you before you act. If you see any form of violence against women, against children, no matter who the person is, you have to stop and then do something positive.
The consensus is that despite the progress made, including the domestication of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law in some states of the Federation, a lot still needs to be done if the much desired change is to be realized by protecting and rehabilitating women whose rights have been violated, to encourage others to speak out. In Abakaliki, Chinaza John, NTA News.
To support Nigeria's economic diversification agenda, Food and Agriculture Organization, in collaboration with the Cross River State government, has launched the Global Environment Fund, Food System, Land Use Restoration and Impact Program in the state. This was during a validation workshop of the program in Calabar. Maureen Leo Ajom reports.
With the aim of promoting integrated landscape management and sustainable food system, the Food and Agriculture Organization is leveraging on the value chain in the agro-industrial programs of the Cross River State government with a focus on cocoa and oil palm.
Our work here is largely to provide the support that the government needs, whether it's in developing policies or strategies or programs, but more importantly, in implementing those policies.
With the program, the state government feels it is achieving its diversification drive.
They have chosen to partner with the state in 2 areas, the areas of oil palm cultivation and cocoa cultivation, which will also help to kind of sustain this scheme in Cross River State.
Stakeholders load the components of the program and make inputs in areas of necessary intervention.
We need programs such as this to help us to be able to combat climate change activities.
Global Environment Facility was established to tackle one of the planet's most pressing environmental problems. Support projects related to biodiversity, climate change, land degradation, sustainable forest management, food security, and provide grants to farmers. Cross River and Ondo states are the two states chosen for the program in Nigeria. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
United States Agency for International Development has called for collaboration with states to enable effective delivery of its programs in Nigeria. Deputy Chief of Party, United States Agency for International Development, John Oyuku, stated this during a courtesy visit to Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel. Charity James completes the story.
Leader of the delegation and deputy chief of the party said they are in Akwa Ibom State to intimate the state government on the state-to-state project of the agency. He noted that the project is operating in 6 states, including Akwa Ibom, aimed at increasing accountability, transparency, and effectiveness of selected states and local governments in Nigeria, as well as support to states to improve delivery of public services.
The focus is on public finance management. When the sectors that we are focusing on are basic education, primary health care, and water and sanitation and hygiene. It has a number of components. The first component is that we support states to improve the delivery of services in those sectors.
The state governor, represented by the deputy governor, Moses Sekpo, appreciated them for the choice of Akwa Ibom State as one of the benefiting states. He also pledged the state government support to enable the success of the project for the benefit of the people.
Your program is not to come and take, but we want to a program that will collaborate the interests of the people generally.
The 6 states to benefit from the U.S. Agency for International Development's state-to-state project are Akwa Ibom, Adamawa, Bauchi, Ebonyi, Gombe, and Sokoto states. In Uyo, Charity James, NTA News.
Now, the customer is always right is a common slogan in the business world. It is against this backdrop that the Consumer Protection Council, Imo State, embarked on a sensitization show to enlighten consumers on their rights to quality products. Faith Iguilo reports that the roadshow is part of activities lined up for the 2021 World Consumer Rights Day.
The 5th of March every year is set aside as World Consumer Rights Day. It is in line with this that the Consumer Protection Council, Imo State, took its message to consumers as they moved around major streets in the state capital, basically to enlighten the people on their rights and privileges, especially as it concerns products. For the Director General, Imo State Consumer Protection Council, Mrs. Obioma Okafor and her team, their commitment is to ensure that consumers get quality and value for whatever product they purchase.
Every state that is in the body or continent or country must have a roadshow. You must go out there, sensitize people, create awareness, share flyers, tell them that there is a place they can come and seek redress. They can come and make sure that their rights are protected.
Handbills containing the strength of the consumer were distributed to the people by staff of the council.
Every consumer needs to know his or her rights. And when you don't know your rights, you'll be sustained.
If you buy a fake product and you have a receipt, come and complain.
With this awareness campaign, it is hoped that consumers will begin to maximize their rights, just as the world marks Consumer Rights Day. In Owerri, Faith Igwilo, NTA News.
And that report from Owerri runs off nationwide today on the NTA. I'm Ayo Deji Makinde. Please remember to connect with the NTA in the fight against rapists to be a star. Good evening.